This week is Severe Weather Week in South Dakota and in Minnesota. And all week long, our First Alert weather team is taking a deep dive into what you need to know to keep yourself and your family safe when it comes to severe weather in our region. Tonight's topic is tornadoes.
Well, again, it's Severe Weather Awareness Week in South Dakota, and today we're going to be talking about what to do when the warnings are issued. And I'm meteorologist Phil Schreck, First Alert Meteorologist Tyler Roney, and Lexi Murley here to talk about exactly that, what to do when a warning is issued. Now, if it's a severe thunderstorm warning, you have to have, wind gusts or sustained winds 60 miles an hour or greater around there, or quarter-size hail or greater, which is 1 inch diameter or greater. Then with a tornado warning, that means a tornado has been sighted or indicated on radar. It doesn't always mean there's one there, but what it means is there's circulation that they've seen on radar, and a tornado may form from that circulation if it hasn't already. And so let's talk about what we want to do if there's a tornado warning issued. First of all, let's say if you're in a house.
Right, and it's really important to get to the lowest level of your house, and of course get away from windows as well. And the one thing to make sure to do too is just make sure that you review your plan. As we are getting into severe weather season, it's important now than ever to get back in that habit, because after we get through the winter, we're kind of, we don't really remember most of that stuff. So it's good to just get a plan down in place.
And along with that, not just for yourself, but make sure your kids are in that plan. Maybe if you have any pets, make sure you know exactly what to do with them, if they're going in their crate or going down with you in the basement. Also, if you don't have a basement, like Tyler was mentioning, try to stay away from any windows. Really, wherever you can get the sturdiest in your home, some of those inner walls is the best area if you don't have a basement.
And if you're in a mobile home, you want to make sure to get out of that thing. Yeah. Same thing if you're in a car. I mean, if you see that or hear on the radio or that's a tornado warning and you know that it's, well away from you, yeah, try to drive in the opposite direction. But if it's close by, you need to get out of that car. And I mean, it sounds scary to do, to get out of the car when there's a tornado warning, there's, maybe pouring rain or whatever, but you need to get down in a ravine or a ditch, get in the lowest area that you can find.
Yeah, that's incredibly important. And again, this is the time to review that plan because severe weather season lasts, for several months in our area.
And thankfully, a lot of times we will know, days ahead of time, most of the time anyway, if there's going to be a severe weather threat. And at that point, we would put out a First Alert Weather Day, even days ahead of time to let you know that, yeah, there's this possibility, let's say a day or 2 or even 3 days from now, that there could be some tornadic or severe thunderstorm activity, and we would first alert you to that.
Yeah, not just on the air too. We also have our First Alert Weather app where we are sending those notifications to keep you updated on what your family needs to know to stay safe on those days.
Okay, so let's take a look again at some of the tornado safety rules that we want to tell you about. So now keep in mind the best thing to do in your house is to get into interior room with no windows, like a hallway or a closet, something like that. Even a bathroom, if it has a window, yeah, that's still a good place to be, but maybe get into that tub, get a blanket over your head, some pillows, maybe even a mattress. Get into that bathroom. But again, if you're in a car, the best place to be is out of that car. I mean, tornadoes can toss vehicles like nothing. I've even seen video of, trains being knocked over from tornadic winds.
Absolutely. Semis too, it does not take much effort. So it is very important to get to that lowest level. And like you were mentioning with the First Alert Weather Days, that's exactly why we do issue those, to really kind of alert you to those different conditions we're going to be expecting. Okay,
so let's recap here with what to do when there's a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm threat going on around your area. So make a plan. Make sure that you have a plan. That's why Severe Weather Awareness Week is a great time to do that. Plan out what you're going to do with your family, friends, whatever. If you live in a mobile home, get in contact with somebody who may have room for you to come by, if there's a severe weather situation. So know that shelter. Have a weather radio with you. Have that weather app as well, the Dakota News Now First Alert Weather app. Have a flashlight and a first aid kit. And again, there's that First Alert Weather app. And again, here is what you might want to have with your severe weather kit.
Yeah, very important to have something ready to go that's really easy to grab, and overall make sure it's also in a very accessible place. When we get into some of these situations, they are very time sensitive, and really you want to have towels, a bit of food that won't expire, water, even a bit of cash. And something that people forget sometimes is your shoes. Now, if you have a tornado kind of rip through your house or wherever you're at, you will want to have shoes once that has gone through.
And also a flashlight is very important. You don't want to be lighting candles because you never know if there are some gas lines that are broken and things like that. So yeah, don't be lighting candles for sure.
Exactly.
And now tomorrow, coming up on our Severe Weather Awareness Week special tips, we're going to talk about lightning safety. So we'll have that coming up tomorrow.